Down came the ray and wiped the light side out. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Today we're going to talk about unlocking Ray, Galactic Legend Supreme Leader Kylo's lifter unit, Ray, in Conquest. And as usual, we're going to talk about how to do it the lazy way. We're not going to do the overachieving thing. Why would we do that? It's going to be way nicer to just relax a little bit. And maybe farm some datacrons if that's your preference. Huge shout out to my patrons, by the way, guys. You guys are amazing. You make videos like this possible. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really couldn't do this without you. I know I say it a lot, but I say it a lot because it's absolutely true. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to support this channel for free, folks, all you gotta do is hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, comment. Let's mount the algorithm, folks. The time has come. We're in Conquest set, what, 17? Yeah, 17. Oh, by the way, huge shout out to Sig from the event server. Did the data mine that supports this, we use this every time. So I'm going to leave a link to the events server on Discord. You guys can choose to go there if you want. It's one of the biggest Discord servers out there. The mine is pretty big too. You guys can come hang out at the Gambit Discord as well. That's also linked in the video description. All kinds of fun things are linked, guys, including my Twitch channel and all of that stuff. So yeah, anyways, guys, let's move right along. We love Conquest, right? Or are we just doing this video so that we can be as lazy as possible? I'll leave that for you to decide, because I'm too busy talking about Conquest. So, here's the thing, guys. Yes, you can do Red Crate if you want. A lot of people are capable of doing that. That's a wonderful thing. It's a remarkable endeavor, and my main account does it. My smallest account, I don't want to do Conquest 2 times and have it be Red Crate both times, especially when it's really tough to do it on my smaller account. This used to be a little bit more challenging back when I had a I don't know, 6 million, 7 million account or whatever. Now it's a little bigger. It's at like 9 million, I think, but the fact remains we're just going to do the lazy thing, because I don't want to do Conquest on both accounts, guys. I don't want to do it, but I do need the characters. And so the idea here, folks, is Red Crate is Crate 7. Like, that's the 7th crate. If you get Crate 7, then you'll unlock the character in 3 months. I haven't done the math for Crate 6. You guys can go do that if you want. We probably have enough things that if you want to be tryhards, you can get to Crate 6 with my guide here. Crate 5, though, is the nice, easy mode, just take it easy, be lazy version, and you only need to get it only have to get it every time, but you'll unlock characters after 6 months instead of 3 months, so it takes longer. But a lot of times, if you're a smaller account, it's tough to integrate these new Conquest characters early on, but you really do want to keep it out of Proving Grounds. Proving Grounds is a terrible place, and you really don't want to do it. So, if you will get the Conquest Pass, this makes it a little easier, but you don't need to buy the pass, folks. I buy the pass. You can see the math on it, though. If you buy the pass, then you get it in 6 months. If you don't buy the pass, you also get it in 6 months. You just have to spend your Conquest currency on shards instead of cool, fun stuff, alright? So, you can see the screenshots I've taken with Darth Bane. Once you get 3 months in, you're at 201-ish shards, 250 on the next one, and then, oh my gosh, you unlocked Darth Bane. Amazing. Just so cool. It's amazing. Yeah, after 3 conquests, after 4, and then eventually after 6 conquests. And then you can see I have screenshots of when I did Luthen's unlock and Ezra's unlock recently. Well, we're still pending, guys, but one way or another, this is the way you do it. All right? Okay. So, how do we actually do this? If you only need to get crate 5, which is fairly simple, honestly, guys, what's the best way to do it? Because we can skip a lot of stuff here, honestly. You save yourself a huge headache by doing it the lazy way. Yes, it's lazy, but it's also awesome. Just saying, guys. So we need 330 total key cards. Oh, sorry. We get 330 if we 3-star all the nodes, and realistically, you probably won't get that, right? But you can get close to it, most likely. Something around 300. I mean, that would be really sloppy to only... But you can get all the way to the end. One thing I do want to point out, folks, and I don't have a slide for it. Eventually, I will, probably, but I'm going to be advising, at least a little bit, shouting out the Padawan Obi-Wan Omicron. Now, this is something that's brand new to me. Apparently, there's this crazy phenomenon that a lot of new players are adding the Padawan Obi-Wan Omicron. And honestly, I think I've been persuaded. I used to think it was kind of dumb to do that. It's a waste of Omicron materials. But I think if you're early game and you're at 4 million, 5 million GP and you can't complete Conquest, that there are probably worse things to spend it on, because you'll actually get to the end of Conquest, which you kind of need. So that'll actually be incorporated at least a little bit into these slides and everything. But one way or another, folks, we just need 120 total from feats, basically. And that's very accomplishable. We're going to skip a lot of the annoying ones, things that we maybe could do, and if we wanted to get red crate or gold crate, but we're just going to skip them, because screw doing tough things, right? Here's something you guys, I guess, can just screenshot. And the awesome thing for me is my picture is just going to be part of your screenshot here. Here, I'll smile. There you go. So, just a couple random, like, these are just generally advisable builds. This isn't exact, like, CG takes and gets rid of, and adds new data discs all the time. So here's just a few pictures of the ones that I really like. Here, there's a couple builds that I like, some kind of archetype builds that are generally good, though they change every month or every Conquest, so you just never know. You never know if they're going to be good. Those are just generally advisable builds. There's other good ones too. Okay, so Sector 1, we're going to be extra lazy here, folks. There's a lot of stuff. I'll tell you what, this is, if you have Inquisition, it's gonna help you a lot this Conquest. You're gonna get a lot of these feats. You're just gonna gotta fall into them. We're gonna assume that you don't, though. Inquisition. I know that Riva's been around for over a year, but we're committed to the cause, right? Like, we're just going to do our very best to get these things unlocked using older characters and no Galactic Legends, nothing like that. All right. So, how do we do it? Well, I'm friggin' answering it, guys. Jeez, like, settle down. Alright, so you can do critical damage down if you want. In fact, dash AoE does it. Pretty easy, and honestly, you probably, if you're fancier than me, you can do the global feat and land this. The one thing I do want to point out, though, folks, is it does damage before it applies those debuffs, and so to get the crit damage down, you really might want to do it earlier on when you don't have as awesome of data discs, so that you're able to just, every time you go, you just, you do 5, and you run out of stamina eventually on dash. But if you can just get those kind of early on, the crit damage down, AoE, not too bad. And then you can see that we have light side scoundrels, just because Vander Chewie he's an elitist, man. He only revives light siders, which I get, man. But you can also work on the global feat if you want to, and add Shin and Merrick, because that'll also give you the mercenary wins, which this one also does as well. I mean, you could just use one build, and that's it. And then just kind of just skip the rest of them, because why would we want to participate, guys? There are a lot of character requirements, like recent character requirements, guys. I don't know if this account could even get Red Crate, just because there's a lot. It's like, okay, Luthen, you have to win with Luthen in your squad. I guess I have Luthen now, finally, but it's a rough thing, man. There's a lot of characters I don't have. Okay, so Sector 2, this one, we're gonna stay pretty lazy. Like, we're just gonna skip a few of them. Like, so Sector 1, we're skipping the Blight 40 times. You could do this if you have the zombie troopers, the Imperial remnants, whatever. And if you have you could skip the Morgan Elsbeth surviving one if you want. If you haven't been farming, the Nice Sisters, with the Great Mothers and Morgan, like, this account will probably be able to do this. But remember, this is only worth 5 per feat, and 5 sucks. 5 is not much. 5 is less than 10, if you can believe me. Just take my word for it, folks. I promise. I promise. So, okay, this one we're going to skip, the one with the Great Mothers surviving, because if you don't have Great Mothers, then why bother? And then also the Armor Shred one, guys, this one you can get, and usually you can find some way to cheese it. I'm just gonna say it's not really worth the setup. For 5, and we're doing it the lazy way. My main account, I'll have to do this. We'll have to find some stupid way to do it, but we'll do it. And this one we don't have to, because it's only worth 5, and like I just said, 5 is less than 10. Like, just skip it, guys. Gosh, like, get over it. Like, it's dumb. Let's be done. Okay, so the unaligned force users one, pretty easy. You can just do the light side one if you want. You could also, if you wanted to, if you have Inquisition, just run that one, and you'll also be working on the global feat, which I don't have listed here, but you guys will be fine. Potency up is fun. The Marauder does it with his AoE. It gives everyone the buff, and his is a nice one because it has a decent cooldown, and he gets a ton of turn meters, so he takes a lot of turns. So if you just put him with some kind of a Sith team, he's just gonna go ham. And then you can also get, if you have the Padawan Obi-Wan Omicron, this is where he really comes in handy. One of the things, he just does a lot of things where if he's just whatever team he's with, that whenever you do a special, you're also applying debuffs and giving your team buffs. Makes everything way easier. And so, I just showed you, this is just some random Padme team, but you could probably use him with pretty much any Galactic Republic team. So, I mean, this is pretty easy. We can just kind of meander on through, pick up a few feats, but mostly I feel like Sector 2, that's also the worst bonus node to farm on. So if you could just get through Sector 2 and just cross it off your list. All right, I got my 15. The full squad of mercenaries, cool, and full squad of Nice Sisters, because full squad of Nice Sisters, just use the Talzin archetypal team. You guys will see in a little bit. And then let's go to Sector 3, and we're going to skip the ones where Death Trooper Peridia has to survive, because ain't no one got time for that. How many people here have Relic Death Trooper Peridia? I do, on my main account. On this account, the smaller account, he is like 5 stars. So, probably worth just skipping. You don't want a headache. Accuracy down. Honestly, guys, you probably don't need the accuracy down one. I mean, this one, 10, is the same amount as 10. So, I mean, I know I'm here to just boggle your mind with math facts, but accuracy down is kind of a struggle, guys, because you get it from the Scout Trooper. You can get it if you don't have Inquisition. If you do have Inquisition, it's fairly easy. Once again, Gravy Train, but you can do an AoE with 8th Brother, super easy. Padawan Obi-Wan also does it, but accuracy down is actually fairly tough to get. You can get it if you really want it, or you can just move right along. I did include it in my total math, but as you'll see, you really don't need those 10. It's just one that is possible. It's just maybe advisable to skip. And then the one that I'm a little bit, I'm not totally sure about, guys, is you can get the no leader one with Night Sisters. I've done that before because your data discs are going to be carrying a huge load, and then Marin and her abilities kind of are just way stronger. That they're kind of like leadership abilities, anyways. And you can probably do okay if you just have Night Sister zombie there, and then you could swap out Asajj in this if you have a decent team and you feel pretty comfortable with the match. You could maybe throw Death Trooper Peridia in there because Zombie's gonna revive him, Daka's gonna revive him, like there's ways to revive him, Marin will revive him, so he's not necessarily going to die like super easy. I just that's what I'll probably be trying, is just doing that, and then I'll skip accuracy down. And then the other nice thing is Daka does a bunch of stuns with this one. Marin can do stuns. Asajj can do stuns with her basics, so you can also earn the stun one alongside the no leader one, and potentially the Death Trooper Peridia one as well. So that I'm looking forward to see that. That could be a really efficient zone, honestly, guys. Okay, so as long as Enoch and Night Trooper don't need to live in order to earn this feat in Sector 4, so pretty easy. The one where Shin Hati has to live, I would just skip, frankly, unless you have a relic Shin. Otherwise, the win 10 battles with Night Trooper, as long as you have 3 characters that can kind of carry the day. If you have a Galactic Legend, if you like I just have a picture of Dash here. He usually does it because he has a cool AoE, and whatever data discs go well with him. They're nice. Speed Down has like a million different people who can do AoEs on it with it. So like Basti can do her AoE, and Darth Vader does his AoE, and he can cycle through and do his AoE like 2 different times. Like if you can find a Sith team to do it, like you can get it in like 1 or 2 times without having to cheese it pretty easily. Otherwise, Baby Cal can do it from the comfort of his UFU team. He can just do an AoE, and it's only 5, but it's not too bad, folks. Then you can get Speed Down from Jedi Training Rey. She can just do an extra hand wave and give you a 6th one if you want. This one's you're gonna get most of these ones, folks. I didn't want to commit with killing an enemy with Kylo Ren, but that might fit in really nicely with your Speed Down UFU team, honestly. Sector 5, this one we're not gonna get it like 10 battles with a full squad of Imperial Remnants. I'm just not gonna assume that you guys have them. I don't have them on this account. It's easy enough if you do, of course. Win 10 battles with the new Night Sisters. You can do that. I'd skipped it on this one as well. I probably can earn it, frankly, on my smaller account, but if you don't have the new Night Sisters, I can understand the challenge. And then otherwise, yeah, like no attackers, you could just use Night Sisters. For the most part, crit damage up, that can be a challenge, but Dash just passively hands it out to anyone who gets prepared, and he auto prepares everyone at the start as long as you're a scoundrel. So if you just add Han and Chewie there, Chewie just because he's fun and it goes with Han, but Han can do a shrug and give himself another one for a 6th, but you just passively get it with Dash. Dash and Night Sisters and CLS are probably the 3 best teams that you want for Conquest, honestly, guys. Early game Conquest, amazing stuff. Padme is probably another one. As far as evasion goes, I typically just abuse Foresight if you can. So you can use Jedi if you want. You can actually, if you really wanted to get crazy, if you want to put the Zeta on Grandmaster Yoda's leadership, I wouldn't advise it. You can see I don't have it on this screenshot, but my main account could. You put him as the lead, though, you need the Zeta, but then you'll passively, if you just have a bunch of Jedi, you'll passively earn a bunch of crit damage ups to your guys who are resisting things with his leadership, and you'll also end up getting a bunch of foresight, depending on the team comp that you chose, but you'll be able to get the evasion stuff and the crit damage up pretty easily. You could also, if you wanted to go all Galactic Republic on that one, you could also work on that global feat as well, getting wins with Galactic Republic. So lots of ways you can kind of tie that together. Otherwise, not too bad. And then finally, for global feats here, folks, the full dark side unaligned force users one, I would just skip this unless you have Inquisition. We have more than enough key cards to be able to get where we're going, and otherwise, like the dark side UFU team is just too awkward if it's not Inquisition. Like there's not really a dark side Inquisition team the way there is a light side one, so I would just kind of move along. Like the unaligned force users for dark side are just Inquisition, and then the other ones are kind of parceled out amongst other squads. Otherwise, you can get the crit chance down. That one could be a little bit tough, just because the characters that do an AoE of it, which you want to do it 50 times, so you don't want to just do it once per battle. If you want to do it, then Night Trooper will do it. It's actually not an AoE for him, it's just an AoE debuff, but it's just a one. It's not the one that says target everyone, so don't get fooled by that. Tarkin, if you don't have a good Tarkin, or you don't have a way to hide him and get him a turn, or T3, a lot of people have a really bad T3. There's a lot of different reasons why you wouldn't get the crit chance down. Again, this is something that's skippable. It's a tough buff to be able to, or debuff to be able to hand out, but you have to get it 100 times, not just 50 times. Like that might be one that you just skip as well, depending on what other things you're capable of. Nice Sister wins. This is the classic Nice Sisters team, and that's what I would advise because it's really easy to get through Conquest with it. And then Merrick and Shin wins. I already went through that in Sector 1, so we don't need to go through it again. So the total for this one, if you add up all of the ones that I've recommended, all we need is 120 total. We're surpassing that by 99. Like you can just drop 99 of my suggested key cards from the previous slides, and you'll still get Crate 5. Like, Crate 5 is so easy. It's just low-hanging fruit. You get to unlock your character super easy. So, as far as Datacron farming goes, I mean, you can just use this screenshot. And I keep meaning to make a guide. My problem with making the guide, I was going to go make it actually, but I need to log it. I need to like write down every time that I'm doing my Conquest on my small account so I can show you guys, because you can get a lot of Datacrons doing this. The thing I would advise, follow the stuff that I'm saying on this slide, but also just keep in mind, do 3 refreshes every day. I think that that's the biggest advice I could give someone if you want to get a decent and free Datacron stash. You need to get 3. You need to do 3 refreshes a day, and just do them on bonus nodes. So get Crate 5, and then forget about any more crates. Maybe get the Omicron right after that. Right after Crate 5, there's one further node that you can get that gives you an Omicron, which is kind of nice. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine, and just start farming Datacrons. I have Datacron set guide, which one should you be farming. You guys can go check out that video as well. I'll put that in the video description. And with that, folks, I'm just gonna call it good. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful Hell Week, and thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Xerath prevails. Take care, folks.